Hello, hello, and welcome back to After Takes with Keegan. And I don't know if this is supposed to be an official intro to that or not, but here we go. So, that is the new intro film for uh, everything. So, I hope that works. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. If you don't, just comment and say, hey, that was too loud. Hey, that was not good. Hey, it was too slow. Let me know. But, anyways, sorry, excuse me. Sometimes you can't stop a burp if it's coming. Anyways, as I was trying to say, is that that was Kelly Tuttle, and it was awesome. I've got to learn. I've got to learn. I've got to learn a lot about TBIs, what they are, and everything like that. And I'm sorry to say, but I've had a lot. Apparently, I didn't really know it at the time, but I've definitely had one for sure. And if that one counted, I'm sure the other ones do too. And I really do wonder like how much of my life is different because I just didn't pay attention to what happened afterwards because she made a lot of good points. Like you sprain your ankle and your ankle's kind of messed up for the rest of your life, you know. And it's true, you roll your ankle, well it's easier to roll and it does kind of mess it up forever. It's very sturdy and it does great at what it does, but whenever it messes up, it just doesn't do it as great as it once did. It's kind of like your femur. Like I broke mine. Like it does great. It probably does better now because it has a titanium rod, but that's cheating. So I don't know if that really counts. It's not a good analogy, Keegan. Anyways, um, one of the things that really stuck out to me though was the personality changes, like the temperamental thing, and I'm really curious. Like, did I can't remember bits and pieces though too because I was so young. I don't remember if I had speech therapy before my concussion or after. I don't know if I started having temper tantrums before or after. I don't remember if I started having difficulty concentrating and stuff before or after. There's a whole lot of it that goes into it, and she had said, like, so young that it's really hard to say. And I think that that's probably why it's like, oh, he hit his head. Let's just let him lay there on the living room couch for I don't know how long it was. All I know is that by the time I came to, I could walk. I tried and it did not happen. And I've had a few of those concussions since then. So I'm really curious and a little worried at the same time about like, did I put too many miles on my brain cavity at once? Because I may have. And in doing so, I put myself at a higher risk for dementia and Parkinson's and stuff like that. And that's not fun news. But it is good news only in the fact that I can do things to prepare for it, which there's really not a lot except for the last thing in the five pillars for TBI recovery, and that was the fifth one was financial security. I was like, yeah, you have a good point. If your finances aren't set, if your finances are screwed, it's really hard to keep anything in your head straight. And having to recover from traumatic brain injuries is definitely one of them because it will affect every aspect of your life. And it really does make me wonder, like, she was saying a TBI can cause all these things and make people do all these things. And one of them is like, I don't know if you can tell in the camera, but my head is, to me, is to the left, just a smidgen. And if it's not this way a little bit, everything looks a little off and feels off. Like my equilibrium is set to where this is level for me. And I'm always looking like a little dog going, her. And it's weird because I can also feel it like in my head, like where the blood flow goes whenever I change the head tilt kind of thing. I don't know if that's normal. I've also had something snap in my head, and like no one's been able to tell me what that was about, but whenever I meditate and I focus on certain subjects, I can actually feel it like healing and stuff, and it feels really weird, and then I feel different for a while, and it's just, I don't know if I hit my head that hard that way or if it was just like psychological. I don't know. There's a lot that goes on with the head, and it's just crazy. But the TBI stuff is something that I think everyone really needs to get a hold of, because it can be things that we didn't really think about until way after the fact, and after the fact is a little bit too late. So, one of the things that she was talking about is how people need to be more compassionate and understanding of someone that has gotten a concussion or TBI or a bonk on the head, because it can literally change their personality, it can change everything about them, and it's just the same as if, like, again, you broke something. It's like, it's now it is a hurt organ that needs to be taken care of, but it's one of those things. The brain is invisible because it's behind the head skull stuff. So, of course, it I can't see it, which means it's not there, which means the problems it presents are all in my head. So I should just ignore them. Well, no shit, they're all in my head. That's where the brain is. So no, I can't ignore them, because I, I run away from it and it's right there. It's the same thing as with addiction. Like, just stop using. Like, oh yeah, that's nice. Why didn't I think of that? Duh. But one of the things that she was talking about was just compassion, and it was great. I really want people to treat people like people, especially if they hit their head, hurt their brain, because it will screw someone up really easy, really quick, and like she said, everyone will react and respond to them different. So just because I maybe came out okay, I don't know. That's up for debate. Other people may have suffered the same thing and went way off the deep end, or, just nothing at all. I don't know. Who knows? Because at this point in my life, all I can say is that, yeah, it left interesting bumps in my head, but I learned, don't run over friends with a bicycle, or rather, don't let your friends stop in front of you with a bicycle. Nicole, I know that you stopped, not intentionally, but you just ran out of breath, and I didn't know how to stop a bicycle at that time because I was so young. I tried, and it just didn't stop. So, um, it's interesting. I remember that name, and I remember a few other names. I remember that incident. I remember a little bit after. I remember a few weeks after, and then after that, it's whenever my memory, I think, kind of starts going downhill, which is weird, because I was in kindergarten. Huh. Hmm. Anyways, I think with that, ow, my brain. I think I ran out of spoons. So with that, I'm going to end it here. Be sure to check out Kelly's book, which is After the Crash. She also had a website, which I'm forgetting right now off the top of my head because I'm just all over the place. So forgive me, but definitely check out that episode. Check out retrievingsanity.com. If you've liked this episode, give it a thumbs up. If you don't, that's okay. Still give it a thumbs up. That's cool too. Anyways, I'm going to say with that, Shalom. Bye.